Welcome back to JVDolphins.com. Joel Lamp, head coach Kerwin Bell. We're wrapping up our offensive preview for 2009 today with the offensive line, the big hog mollies up front. A different look from this unit this year. It's going to be a young unit that's going to be kind of meshing together in this camp. Your headliners are center Ian Osking, the sophomore, comes back after an impressive freshman season, and then the big tackle Leonard Payton, who has been a two-year starter already, entering his junior season. Those are your two guys that you feel really good about. I mean, I know we feel good about the entire offensive line, but entering camp, those are the two known factors going into camp.
Well, first of all, Joe, I want to tell you, we wore the same outfit 3 days in a row.
We're good looking, aren't we?
But I do go, Coach, I don't know why you wear the same outfit every day. I mean, I go to the practice field. 3 days now you've had the same outfit on. No. Here's our deal on offensive line. That's the key for us. Not if we've been talking about our skilled players the last few days. That is that's a position that's been tested. There's veterans, there's experience, there's depth. The offensive line now, when you start talking about him, you're talking about probably the best group. It is the best group. Talking to Coach McLeod and being here the last 3 years, by far the best group we've ever had at JU in the history of Jacksonville football. These guys are talented, they're physical, they're big, but they're young. And so key for us offensively is how quick are they going to grow up. How well are they going to mesh together. They got to see a lot of different things. Even though they're talented, you got to still go through the process of being able to see things on the field and gain that experience. So those guys are going to be key for us, is how well that young group comes together and plays at a pace that we think they're going to play at, which is a very high level.
I think, and you go back to, let's look back at last year's offensive line. That group really matured and made a difference in setting the tone and being more physical. And I know that's something that, since you've been here, one of the things that you've emphasized is being physical up front. And I think this group, from what I've seen of the first week of training camp, is going to be a physical group.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we are big and we're physical and very athletic for our size. So, Leonard Payton is probably the best player offensive line in our conference. He's got 2 years left. Ian Osking's a sophomore who started every game for us last year. And then from there, we've got every other player's got at least 2. Most of them's got 3 years left. So we've got a great group of core players there that's going to be a great offensive line, we feel like. It's just going to depend on how fast they grow up, how much experience they can gain early, and for us to get going as an offense. I tell you what, they are a physical group, which is what we love here. We feel like that was the key for us, like you said, is being physical at the line of scrimmage, winning the line of scrimmage, or at least breaking even. And then if we can do that, our great skilled players can take advantage of that and go make plays.
Let's talk about the tight ends for a minute. This is another area that's got some depth, and you've got two guys who can start and do a lot of things for you, Tim Kramer and Chris Cook. Cook was one of the leaders in touchdown receptions last year. And so, with all the talent at receiver, this is a guy who can find seams in the middle of the field, especially matched up against linebackers, who can really do some things in the passing game. Then you got Tim Kramer, who can do some things in the passing game, but also does a great job of blocking.
Well, again, we feel that's another comfortable position for us, because Tim Kramer's played a lot of football around here. Like you say, he's a 260-pound tight end. I mean, you put him with the lineman. I don't tell him you did that, but they have to play line and receiver.
Absolutely.
They have to be a very versatile group, and we have that. Maybe not one player, but with the combination of all of them, we have a great blocker like Tim Kramer who can set the edge for us, and we love to run on the edges with our run game, and he's a very dominant run blocker for us as a tight end. And then, like you say, Chris Cook has a sort of special relationship with Josh McGregor. They have great feel for each other. A lot of those past plays were just sort of ad-lib things where they made plays between themselves. And then I tell you what, Eric Baker, Matt Meehan, we feel like he'll be a future player, a Chris Cook type of player that can really stretch the field. And then we got a kid, Andrew Davis, a freshman, boy, we really like. He may be the one that can do everything, the one guy who can do it all really well. So, boy, we're really set at that position right now. We feel very comfortable with it.
Well, that's it for the front line, the offensive line and tight end preview. Tomorrow is the first scrimmage of the season at Fletcher High School. 1 o'clock is a kickoff. I know we'll talk about that for just a second. That's a neat idea, taking the scrimmages around the Jacksonville community. We did it last year This year we're starting it off at Fletcher this Saturday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we went down to Plantation Park down around Julington Creek area last year. Boy, they had a great turnout for us, and we wanted to move it just around the city. So this year, going out to the beaches, and hopefully, hey, everybody's listening. Come out, and all the beach guys and the beach residents get out there and watch some Jacksonville football. A lot of those guys don't make it in here and get a chance to see us play, so we're going to them, and go out there and show them what we're all about and have a great scrimmage. I think it's really good. It's good for us public relations wise, but I think it's very good for us as a team. You get young guys like that offensive line we talked about, they get in a comfort zone here.
Absolutely.
On the practice field or on our game field. You start putting them in different areas of the city and different venues where there's different people around, and now they've got to really concentrate and they got to get to a comfortable feeling, and that's what's going to happen. That first road game is going down to Weber. So going over to Fletcher, going to Bowles the following week, I think it's going to be a good test for us as we enter the season.
We'll have a wrap-up after the scrimmage on Saturday with Coach Bell. I'm Joel Lamp signing off. We'll talk to you tomorrow here on JUDolphins.com.